Kansas City has some amazing suburbs. Some of them are a little on the pricey side. So today we're gonna go over the most expensive suburbs in Kansas City.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Zach Morton, this is Max Jones, and we make videos about everything you need to know about living or moving to Kansas City. If you're new to the channel, let us know in the comments below, but hey, let's get started with the 10 most expensive suburbs in Kansas City.
All right, should we start with number 10 and then work our way up to number 1?
Yeah, to the most expensive, least to most.
Least to most, let's roll. All right, coming in at number 10 is Fairway, Kansas. And it is a gem down in Fairway, Kansas. It's just north of Prairie Village. It's just south of Roland Park. It's right in next to the Kansas City Country Club over in Johnson County, which is one of Kansas City's most expensive counties. So it only makes sense that it's gonna have some expensive suburbs.
I think we might have a couple there in Johnson County, but yeah, close to golf, great schools, just kind of, go walking down the streets, everything's tree lined, older homes that are well maintained and just has a really cozy feel, really nice place. The median price point there is $486,000, so not too bad.
We've seen a 10% year over year jump in prices there. So that is quite a bit of appreciation for 1 year. Usually we see on average about 4 to 5% across the board for real estate. So it's ahead of the curve.
It's looking really good. It's a really nice spot, and that's number 10.
Number 10, let's go to number 9, shall we?
Number 9, let's do it.
Coming in at number 9, we've got
Parkville, Missouri, on the Missouri side, just north of the river. This is coming in at a median price point of $490,000. They've seen appreciation of 10%, a little over 10% over last year, and coming in right at 27% over 5 years. So doing really good, kind of keeping track with everybody else. Some of my things I like most about Parkville is it's got a small little historic downtown right on the riverfront with a massive park, riverfront park called English Landing Park. Spend a lot of time down there. This happens to be close to my home, so for that little kind of quaint downtown river park front experience, that's where I go. Restaurants, I get a bite to eat. My favorite Reuben is right down there at the crack. And there's stuff you can do there too. There is Park College, which is a old college. It's one of the first colleges in the Northland. It is right there on the river too. It's absolutely beautiful if you get down there. There's a theater there at that college you can go see. I was just at a play a couple weeks ago that's super affordable, really small, like third row seats for like 10, 15 bucks. Lots of cool things you can do in Parkville. Anything else to kind of jump out at you?
Yeah, one of the subdivisions I love in Parkville is the Bluffs. It's these homes that are built up in the bluffs. They're really charming. Also, Wrist Lake is in Parkville. It's one of Kansas City's best subdivisions. Parkville is an awesome place.
Good spot, great school district, so you really can't go wrong with Parkville, and not a bad price point when you compare it to the top 10.
Yep. Coming in at number 8. What do we have, Zach?
We've got Lake Lotawana, and you might see a theme here. There's a lot of lake communities or lake suburbs that are going to make the rest of this list. But Lake Lotawana, it is a cool lake. It's over there kind of near Lee Summit on the east side of town.
1 year, 20%.
20% increase in prices.
Oh my goodness. 20% a year. So just to put that into context, a $500,000 house last year would be $600,000 this year.
Yeah, pretty crazy. But there's not a lot of lakes out here, and that's one of the things we do to beat the heat. And you do always have to pay a premium to get something that's rare, right? Supply demand.
Yeah, in fact, during the Great Recession back in 08, 09, that's one of the things we noticed is lake communities and golf course communities really held their value, where a lot of the cookie cutter subdivisions tanked in value. They held pretty strong. So it's a great place to invest your money, and then also just a great place to live.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's cool about this lake, not all the lakes in Kansas City can you have the high horsepower jet skis and all that kind of stuff, but this is one that you can. So you can have your lake house sitting there, walk down to your dock, your boat's on a lift, get the high horsepower. In fact, they used to have a ski club out there. I'm not sure if it's still there. I used to go there as a kid. We had some friends that lived out there, and they had a ski ramp, and I know you can get out there.
Oh my God.
I never got to do it, but they for the ski club, and you can jump and launch.
They also used to let us play with yard darts when we were kids.
They did, didn't they? That's what's wrong with us.
Times are changing. I don't know if they have the ramp anymore, guys, but...
Something else that's really cool about Lake Lotawana is they've got a nice restaurant right down there on the waterfront. Not only can you pull up your boat at the dock and go inside and eat, but it's a restaurant that people will go to from all over the city because it's got those great views. It's got a great chef, and it's just it's a really cool spot. So kind of a romantic spot.
Lotawana. All right, number 7, we've got Westwood Hills, which is not a huge suburb. Suburb. There's also Westwood and Roland Park, but in Westwood Hills is a little area right by Pembroke Hill, a private school. It's a beautiful area right off Ward Parkway down by the plaza, and it is charming, really stately homes and cottages, and it's a beautiful area.
Yeah, great location. We got the median price point there is $524, and then we've got 13% appreciation in the last year and 24 over the last 5 years. So doing pretty good down there. Some of my favorite things about this area is the location to the Plaza, which is Kansas City's premier shopping and entertainment district. So you're just down the street from that. You've got Ward Parkway, which is a pretty cool road to drive down just to see all the mansions. Anybody that's got $1 billion is probably living on that street. List Park, which is just down there. Of course, there's golf. There's just all kinds of amenities right there. It's a cool spot.
It's really close to Fairway that we mentioned earlier. It's not too far, right on the state line, so close to that Kansas City Country Club. Luce Park is my favorite. It's kind of like Central Park is to New York for Kansas City. It's the best park in Kansas City and within walking distance of Westwood Hills.
Yeah, not too bad. The only negative I could say about something like that is, you're an older home, so the maintenance is a little more expensive. But other than that, man, it's charming. It's got a lot of character.
Yep.
Super walkable.
No new construction in Westwood Hills.
Probably not.
If that's your thing, then you need to find a different place.
Next, we have Lake Winnebago. There's another lake for you, and with a funny name. Lake Winnebago, this is coming in with a median price point of $538,000. And I can tell you the sky is the limit out here. You can get some big ones. This is a 400-acre lake, and last year they had 14% appreciation, and over the last 5 years, it's been 39%. So doing pretty good out there on the water.
So it's not just trailers. There's actually houses on Lake Winnebago.
Yeah, good point.
And some big ones, yeah. Clear on the southeast corner of Kansas City, right by Greenwood. It's an amazing lake.
Near Lake Lottawanna that we just talked about too. So Lee Summit is actually kind of the land of lakes. There's several lake options at Lee Summit. This happens to be one of the really nice ones, but if big boats aren't your style, just so you know, there's other lakes that you don't have big boats.
We actually specialize in lake properties for the Kansas City metro area. Zach lives on a lake in the Northland, right beside the lake, not on top of the water.
No.
Yeah, so if you are interested in lakefront property, we specialize in that. That is one of our fortes. So definitely reach out to us. We know all about the different lakes in Kansas City, and Lake Winnebago is no different. They've seen 14% year-over-year growth there.
Yep. Pretty good spot.
Coming in at number 5, Leawood, Kansas. Leawood is a huge area in Johnson County, right by Overland Park. It's kind of, it might even be part of Overland Park. You can get some new construction in Leawood. It's still an area that's developing, but much of it is an older area.
They're probably leveling some stuff there in Leawood too. We're talking like 590, but that's kind of entry level too. I mean, the sky's the limit out there.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that 590 is the median, but yeah, 11.8% growth just year over year, and it's really known for its shopping, luxury shopping. Town center is in Leawood. It's a place that you don't want to take my wife, like with restoration hardware, fancy stores that if luxury shopping is your thing, then Leawood is where it's at. Great school district, Blue Valley Schools, I believe, for Leawood. It's the best school district in Kansas City.
Yep, another one of those Johnson County suburbs, right?
Yeah.
One of the best counties in Kansas City, so you can't go wrong there.
Now let's go to number 4. But before we do, just wanted to give you a little reminder that we've helped over 1,000 families, well, thousands.
Yeah.
We have over 650 Google reviews, 5-star reviews online. We've helped people, and we absolutely love it. So we really appreciate you tuning into the channel. If you need anything, just reach out to us. If you need something specific to you and your needs, reach out to us anytime with the information in the description below. All right, let's get back to the video. And coming in at number 4,
Lake Quivira, another strange named lake in Kansas.
Yeah, it is right off Shawnee Mission Parkway, just north of Shawnee Mission Parkway, right by Shawnee. Lake Quivira is...
It's nice. It's coming in, let's say the median price point is $707, and they've had 15% in the last 1 year, 16% in the last 5, and I'm betting that's just because nobody's moving. It's a pretty cool place. Once you get out there, you tend to stay there.
Yeah, Lake Quivira is very nice. There's a big golf course there, 18-hole golf course. There's also an equestrian, like a horseback riding trails, saddle club. Pretty cool community for being right in the heart of Kansas City.
Yeah, and even though it is kind of centrally located, it is kind of set apart from like the sprawling city. So there is kind of this buffer of green green space around the whole subdivision, which kind of sets up, it's kind of like a gated community. You get tennis courts and pickleball. Kind of everything you need is right there. And then right across 435, there was like this natural bluff right by the river, because you're on the south side of the Kansas River too, so you're close to a river. They've knocked off a couple hundred feet of elevation for that to put in this massive shopping and entertainment district that's going to be coming down the pike soon. So
Yep, it's right where you want to be.
all the fun things to do: golf, boat, ride a horse.
All these lake communities are coming in at the most expensive places to be.
Yep. And you still have to buy a boat.
All right, coming in at number 4. No, I lied. Number 3, we've got Mission Woods, which is right in this area that we've been talking about with Westwood Hills, with Fairways. Mission Woods is right by Pembroke Hill and the Kansas City Country Club. There's a couple little streets of basically golf course slots, and Mission Woods is expensive.
That's what you get. You're at $747 for the medium price point. Depending on whether you're golf or second tier to golf, that's going to drastically make a big difference. But last year they saw 10.8%, and over the last 5 years, 16.8. And I'm guessing that, again, just because there's not a whole lot of sales happening there, people tend to stay put.
Yeah, it is really private, secluded, pretty exclusive little area. Not a big area, but very desirable.
Yeah. So all those amenities you mentioned, right smack in the kind of the middle of the downtown Kansas City area.
Yeah, right by the plaza, all the shopping, everywhere you want to be is right in that little nook. All right, so one of my favorite places, number 2, it is a ways out there, but the village of Loch Lloyd is amazing. It's just inside the Missouri state line, clear on the south side of town, so it's a little bit off the beaten path, but it is worth the drive. They have a huge lake out there and a golf course, and it is an exclusive area with gated community, custom built homes. It's phenomenal.
It's beautiful, and if you're golfing out there, you can actually hit a ball into Kansas right out of the state line. So
Hey.
pretty cool. How often can you do that?
Yeah, the prices have gone up 15% over the past year, and I think that may be because Pat Mahomes built a doozy out there. So just him alone probably raised the property values by 15%.
And right, the median price point this year is coming in right out just over $1 million. But I can tell you what, this guy's living out there too. That place is pretty wild.
Yeah, it's unparalleled security. I think that's why Pat decided to stake his claim in there. Is it's private and secure, and I don't believe you can even get in there unless you have a passport.
Yeah, state-of-the-art fitness center, tennis courts, pickleball, trails, all that kind of stuff. Everything you could possibly imagine or want.
Yeah, definitely one of the most expensive places in Kansas City.
But not the most expensive, because we got number 1 coming up.
Number 1 most expensive place in Kansas City is Mission Hills.
Kansas.
Part of Johnson County, right in the same area that we've been talking about with the Fairway, with Westwood Hills, with Mission Woods.
It is the biggest one, though, that we've talked about. So if this is something you're after, coming in right at $1.2 million for the average price point, you've got a lot of options because it's a big space.
Yeah, it is a big area. In fact, there's 3 18-hole golf courses that surround the area. You've got the Kansas City Country Club, you've got Mission Hills Country Club, and Indian Hills Country Club. On the north side and the south side, it's surrounded by beautiful golf courses. Very, very exclusive area. Lots of notable people live there. George Brett, who's a Royals Hall of Famer, lives there. Tom Watson, famous golfer, has a home there. Ewing Kauffman, the owner of the Royals, had a home there. If you're a famous entrepreneur in Kansas City or a Kansas City politician,
good chance you might find yourself down there. And they've seen, over the last year, 10% increase in price, and over the last 5 years, 21%. So it's been a good spot. I mean, it's been there for, I don't know, it was part of the Country Club Plaza, like the whole design, like 1920s or whatever.
Yep.
Older homes, been there for a long time, and it's always done really well.
Yeah, very estate-sized lots. We're talking, 2-acre lots with, 6, 8, 10,000 square foot homes. To find a property in there for 1.2, I think you'd be hard-pressed to do it. It's more typical to see $3, $4, $5, $6 million homes there, at least in my experience.
Especially like off Shawnee Mission around the golf course. And,
Yeah.
on some of those major streets, they're pretty impressive.
It's a very special place, and that's why it's the most expensive place to be in Kansas City.
Hey, and if you're thinking about moving anywhere in Kansas or Missouri, pretty much the Kansas City area, please reach out to us. We'd love to chat with you and help you with that. All that contact information is in the description below. Hey, if you like this video, then you should check out the opposite to this video, which is 15 things you're gonna hate about Kansas City. We'll see you over there on that one.
Bye.